Ronak and you're watching VectoArt. So in today's video we are going to learn about a new UI framework which is cross-platform called Avalonia, and we will be exploring how it can be used for .NET. So without any further ado, let's get started. So let's fire up the browser and search for Avalonia UI. Then select the first link, so that's in my case, but once you do that you will find yourself on the landing page. So Avalonia is a cross-platform UI framework for .NET, providing flexible styling system and supporting a wide range of operating system. It is open source. It has different extensions for it has also extensions for JetBrains, a new IDE. It is cross-platform and it has excellent support. So as you can see, it provides extension for Visual Studio and JetBrains, and if you scroll down you will see the growing community. It has lots of users and a nice documentation. So first things first, let's go to the documentation and you will find the welcome page here, and it will tell you about the supported .NET versions. It will tell you about the supported platforms. So it supports Windows 8 and higher. It also supports Windows 7, but not officially. And it supports development environments like JetBrains and Visual Studio. And we will also explore how we will be installing the Avalonia extension. Okay, so let's click on the Get Started button. So these are the steps or the scripts to create a new project. We can also create it from the Visual Studio menu, but we will do this according to the documentation. Okay, so before that, like I said, we have to install the Avalonia extension for Visual Studio. So let's click on next on the IDE support. There you will find a link to that extension. So if you scroll down, so we have this Visual Studio extension. Okay, so let's click on it. And it will take you to the marketplace, and click on download here. Once it is downloaded, open the file. As you can see, the installation failed because it requires Visual Studio 2022. So make sure you check your Visual Studio version first before you install this extension. So let's close this and let's go to Visual Studio and go to help. And then click on the About Microsoft Visual Studio. So this will tell you what version of Visual Studio you have installed. So mine is 2019 Community Edition. So I think there should be a link in the documentation for that. So I missed this. So you can see that for Visual Studio 19 and 17 there is a different extension. So let's close this previous window and download this extension. So once you download that, let's click on install and select 2019, and you will have to end these tasks which are running in background before we install this. So let's click on the end tasks button. Okay, so this installation may take some time. This depends on your desktop processor speed. Okay, so the installation is complete. So let's close this. Now, so let's click on the Get Started and let's open Visual Studio and continue without code. And before that, let's verify the extension. So on extension, manage extensions, and you will find the extension in the install tab. So let's wait for it to open, and if you go to the install tab, you will find the Avalonia for Visual Studio 2019 enabled. So let's close this and go to tools, command line, developer command prompt. So let's open this and start running those commands that are on the get started page. First command is to install the templates for it. So it's .NET new Avalonia Templates. So let's copy that and run it. So it will start downloading all the templates and setup. So once that is done, so let's create a new application. So for that, we'll execute the next command. So let's copy it and run it in the command prompt. Okay, so let's run. So once that is successful, let's navigate to that folder and now run the application. We see an error here, so it says that the target SDK should be 6.0, but I don't have that installed. I guess I am using 5.0 SDK version. So you can always go and download SDK 6.0 from the marketplace, but let me go to Visual Studio and try to open this solution from here, and let's check out the Solution Explorer, and you can see that these dependencies are not loaded properly. So here you can go to the marketplace and install the SDK, but you can see that it is saying we need Visual Studio 22 or higher for this SDK version. So there is only one option remaining. I don't want to install 2022 Visual Studio, so I will lower the SDK version. So I will double click on the project and go and change the target framework from .NET 6.0 to 5.0 because that is what is installed in my machine. After you do that, rebuild the solution, save it. Before that, save the new solution file and then go to the Solution Explorer and rebuild the old solution. Okay, this may take some time because it is trying to restore all the packages which were failed earlier. Once that is done, it will build. So the build is successful. Let's run the application and see it in action once. Okay. So meanwhile, you can go to the next page, that is the IDE support, and there you will see source code for the main window designer. So you can see that we have the same source code there. It has already applied the width and height and also the namespace, so we need not change that. And you can also take a look at the data context, but let's move forward and click on the JetBrains rider setup. And we will not be looking at this because we are already using Visual Studio and not JetBrains IDE. So let's skip this part and let's start with programming with Avalonia. So here we will start by first adding our button. So this will be the first control that we will be adding on our UI. So if you see the markup, before that let's remove the text welcome to Avalonia, and if you see the markup here, let's scroll down, and now let's copy this button and let's paste it on our xaml file. So let's paste it here. I tried typing it, so our button is ready here. And also let's add a click event for this button on the code behind. So if you go back to the documentation, you will find the code behind section, and on that we have the C# tab. So I have copied the button click event from there and I have pasted it on the code behind already. So if you run the application, the button should change its text to Hello Avalonia. Okay, there is some error here. Okay, I think I've missed adding the click event to the button itself. So let's copy that and go to the designer and add that. So on click it will call the code from the code behind, and let's run the application. And there you go guys, our first Avalonia UI is ready with a button and a small code that changes the button text to Hello Avalonia. Hope you liked watching this video. If you do, please do subscribe to my channel. I will be uploading the next section soon, and we will take a look at the MVVM pattern and how to implement it. So stay tuned. Bye bye.